morning to my mums and love bucket friends, my mommy friends. This is Karen Weideman from Mums and Love Buckets, and I want to welcome you to my Monday morning Mums Motivation. And so I feel so blessed and honored to be able to share some of the insights and the valuable information that I've gathered over the years. So this morning I want to talk to the parents because over the last few weeks we've been talking about, our toddlers' tantrums and anxiety, and if the children's behavior changes a little bit, what might it be? And so I just wanted to take some time to help our parents as well this morning. And so, we want to, in these situations where our toddlers behave, in a way that we don't feel that we can handle, we want to be calm and we want to do the right thing. And our kids are exposed to so many outside influence that show them things that we sometimes feel like we are losing control and that we are not in control of situations. But I want to encourage you and remind you that you are in control of what you say, of what you do, of how you react and how you act. And so that's important for us to understand and to realize and to be mindful that what we do in front of our children and what we do with them and what we do to them is what they see and what they observe. And so it's very, very important. Okay, so I wanted to just encourage the mummies with a few tips and ideas of how to treat, how to handle, how to act when our kids are being a little bit out of control. And so it's important to understand that we want to be calm. And calm parents, I know it's hard, but if you feel like this reaction that your child is having, this outburst that your child is having, you cannot absorb that emotion right now, you cannot deal with it, then it's very, very important to try your level best to walk away from the situation. If you cannot walk away from the situation, maybe you're in a car or, something like that, maybe you're at a situation where you cannot walk away, try and be silent and calm yourself down. So it's important to just remove yourself, even if it's in your mind, from the situation, so that you can gather your emotions and gather your thoughts and understand that this action and this reaction and that this outburst is not about you as a parent. And we know this even with toddlers, even with teenagers. We know this, that we need to understand that it is not about you. It's about them, and maybe the world and the what is around them is changing. And so they need to understand and deal with what they are seeing or feeling at this stage. So that is why. So try and remove yourself from the situation. Calm parents, of course, also try to not talk when we are angry, because when you are angry, you tend to do and say things that you don't mean. In anger, we cannot control our emotions and things that we do and say. And so sometimes unnecessary, hurtful things come out, and they are not useful. They're not useful for you. They're not useful for the relationship. They're not useful for your child. So it's important to not talk when you feel the anger is getting the better of you. Just, be quiet. And then, of course, we help ourselves when we keep ourselves in a routine with us and our children. If you keep yourself in a simple routine of the day, then the chances of having an outburst are very limited, because there's no reason. If the child knows what to expect of the day, if the mommy knows what to expect from the child, and if every day happens in a certain way, then there's no reason to have all of a sudden an outburst or a reaction, because emotions are now, taking the better of them. So it's important to try and keep to a simple routine in the day, so that the expectation is just normal. And so that's important. Then, of course, it's important for us as parents, as adults, as it's important for our children as well, but it's important for you to try and take a time a quiet time to reflect on yourself and your feelings and your emotions and your plans and your purpose, and also meditate on God's word. That is very important, to know what He's talking to you, what He's telling you for the day. And it's important to take a quiet time and a peaceful time, and to just restore your inner being and recharge. And then, of course, after that, you always feel happy and peaceful and positive and motivated. So that is something that is really helpful for us. And I know, mummies, that there's not always time for that, but if your child takes a nap, just take the time. That is a priority. Make the time to be quiet and recharge. And then please, let's not set the expectations too high, because if we expect too much from ourselves, we are not super mummies. We cannot do everything all the time for everybody. And so if you understand that you are enough just as you are, and you can do just what you can do, as long as your aim is the well-being of your child, um, nothing else is that important. So it's not important to have a clean house and your child is neglected. It's not important to have, beautiful hair and wonderful nails and, the perfect picture, if your child is feeling a need that you are not meeting for them. So don't set those expectations too high. Do what you can with what you have, and understand that that is enough, as long as your child is happy, and you and your relationship with your child is balanced and good. And so the expectations mustn't be too high. Do not lose yourself in parenting. Remember, you are a parent. You are a mom or a dad. You are also a mother or a father. You are also a husband or a wife. I mean, you are also a son or a daughter. You are a sister or a brother, but you are also a man or a woman, and you have needs, and you have a love bucket to fill for yourself. So sometimes there are things that you need for yourself, that you need to do. Don't lose yourself in this parenting thing. And this is what you are, this is the only thing that you are, because you used to be a person before you were a parent. And so find out what you need emotionally, what you need physically, that will fill up your love bucket, so that you can be the best parent that you can be for your child. So it's very important to not lose yourself in this parenting thing. Please don't compete with others. Don't compare your child or your parenting style or your situation that you have with any other family, because they are not the same. You can never have the same situation as anybody else. Your family, your little family, has your own culture, and you stick with that. And so as long as your children feel loved and safe, and your relationship is good and balanced, and there's an understanding, you do not need to compare yourself with anybody else or any other parents. Don't compare your children. Don't compare yourself. That's very important. Then, of course, it's important to make time for friends, because when we spend time with our friends, then it's a time that we de-stress. We can laugh. We can also be something outside of the parent that we are, and that is quite important. So, make time for friends. Make time for times of friendship, and it's important. And then, of course, the last thing that I want to say is, be easy on yourself as parents, but also be easy on your children, because it's important that you understand, very important that you understand, that you are modeling for them. And so don't be too hard. Don't be too hard. It's not necessary. Your children need your love. They need your acceptance. They need your guidance. They need your attention. They do not need hard and harshness and criticism. And so be easy on yourself and be easy on your children. I hope that was helpful. I pray for you for blessing and wisdom every day. So be blessed.